Wrong. Grow. Owner, over. Father, though. Pat, pot. Map, mop. Tack, talk. And on. Mac, mock. Bright, brown. Broil, lie. Loud, loyal. Buy, pound. Gate, get. Late, lit. Meet, met. Blade, bled. Dean, den. Meet, mit. Petty, pit. Leap, lip. Seat, sit. Heat, hit. Look, duke. Luck, took. Tool, tough. Good, cool. Match, mash. Cheap, sheep. Feature, fisher. Shaft, shaft. Shear, shear. Off, off. Half, half. Half, have. Fine, wine. Fan, van. Wafer, waver. How, habit. Who, rehash. Behavior, hate. Batman, bitten. Important, brightening. Hat rack, threaten. Major, mayor. Fragile, Fraser. Legion, legion. Engine, azure. Large, Asia. Cake, keg. Kissing, sag. Game, game. Cap, gap. Black, leg. Lean, rear. Better, luggage. Rubbed, odor. Right, light, committed. Base, base. Flap, flap. Cap, cap. Lap, lap. Bay, bay. Lice, lice. Zip, zip. Sue, zoo. Maze, maze. Eliza, Eliza. Multiple robot. Example, pressure. Principal, number. People, philosopher. Volcanism, written. Maximum cushion. Summer reason. Charge, often. Tip, dip. Card, card. Tight, tight. Drain, drain. Fat, fat. Teen, drain. Thigh, thigh. Breathe, breathe. Teeth, teethy. Throw, low. Worth, worthy. My educational, I'm from pharmacy background. I did my pharmacy from India. I'm Masters of Pharmacology, and I have 10 years of experience as a manufacturing chemist in India. Now I'm working as a volunteer here in Vet Hospital in USA. I want to improve my speaking and pronunciation abilities of American English because of a few reasons. Firstly, I'm staying here in America and it is really tough for me to communicate with the native speakers. Secondly, I need some speaking score for my pharmacy license. I'm expecting a very good score in speaking, writing, reading and listening section from this course. I really like videos which are uploaded, and I learned many things. So I'm expecting more than 100 in my TOEFL IBT.
Yeah, hi there. And these comments, I'm going to just use a nickname. These comments are for San. This is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer of the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And thank you very much for completing my pronunciation pretest. I'm honored to have you as a student, and also thank you for telling me a little bit about yourself. So, you know, having a background in pharmacy and having worked 10 years in the United States, you want to do well on the TOEFL. You also said you want to communicate better with other speakers here in the United States. So you have some great goals here. So you want to get 26 out of 30, and you have come to the right place on. With my pronunciation and my speaking lessons and practice tests, I can definitely get you going in the right direction. Okay, now, let's get started with the results of your diagnostic pretest. Now remember, the purpose of this pretest is to figure out which vowel and consonant sounds you're having trouble with. And then I can recommend specific lessons to help you improve in those areas. Okay? Also, based on the responses to the 3 questions at the end of your interview that you kind of did, is I can actually give you an intelligibility score right now. So on a scale of 1 to 7, 7 being a native speaker and 1 being a beginner speaker of English, your score right now is 3.1 out of 7. And here's what that means. And I put a link here underneath your YouTube video where you can learn a little bit more about your intelligibility score. But it means I can understand most of what you say, but there is still some things that you say that I cannot understand. So you do have a little bit of a distracting accent, which sometimes prevents not being able to understand what you're saying, right? But when you're talking, you can talk fluently and you can communicate your ideas. You're just not doing it very clearly. Okay, here's your results. I do recommend that you focus on these lessons. I've written down some. Lesson number 9, the diphthongs. I, bright, brown. You need to make the diphthong longer when you're producing that particular sound. Lesson number 10, again, the longer vowel sound, gate, get. You definitely want to make the longer vowel sound a little bit longer. Lesson 11, you need to practice a little bit with meet, mit. Also, lesson 12, this is the oo. Luke, luck, Luke, took, tool, tough, could, and cool. Some of those vowel sounds you definitely need to practice a little bit. Lesson number 13, I recommend work on that a little bit. It's the SH and the CH sounds. Lesson number 16, this one is very tough for you. It's the major, measure. You definitely need to focus on those sounds a little bit. Also, I recommend lesson 17. With lesson 17, there's something with certain types of consonants when we put them at the end of a word. For example, voice consonants. If you have a G sound at the end of the word, the vowel sound before needs to be a little bit longer. So you might say the word, you might say sink, sag. Or you might say lake, lag. So lag. Notice how that vowel, the duration of it is a little bit longer because of that voice consonant. Also, I recommend lesson number 19. This is a difficult one for you. The P sound. Think of it this way. Watch this. If I say the pace, right? Or I say bass. Notice not much air with the B. Bass, but pace. The main thing is, son, if you don't really make a distinction between the P and the B, in terms of the amount of air that's coming out of your mouth, it almost sounds like you're saying the B sound for both the B and the P. So that can cause some trouble with your intelligibility. Also, I recommend lesson 23 for exactly the same reasons. When you're pronouncing the T sound, tip, tip. Watch this. Tip, tip. See that? So you want to make sure there's enough air coming out on that one. If you don't, it almost sounds like you're pronouncing a D sound. So you have to be really careful on that particular sound. Also, I recommend lesson number 24. It's the TH. For example, 2 words. Thigh, thy. So this is what we call, son, an interdental consonant. Watch this. Thigh, thy. Those 2 sounds there. Alrighty, so now you have a plan. You know you have some intelligibility issues. You know that there are some lessons that I have that you can study and that you can work on to help you get better. These are all video lessons. And one thing that I recommend you do, as you're going through as you go through those lessons, son, I want you to read out loud with me. This is called tracking. Tracking means that you can read everything that you see on the video because I made caption. All my pronunciation videos are caption, which means you can read everything. And as you're reading with me out loud, try to work on your pacing, your tone, your rhythm. You can also work on your stress. You can also work on pronouncing all the vowel and consonant sounds that you see in those different videos. A little bit of practice every day is important here. Don't wait until Friday or Saturday to try to practice your pronunciation. I recommend you do a little bit each day. I'm not saying an hour a day, nothing like that, but definitely You can practice maybe 10 or 15 minutes. You can practice in my pronunciation section each day. And don't forget, find opportunities to use English, right? Speak it whenever you can. You're in the United States right now, right? Watch TV in English. Listen to the radio in English. These things are all important. The more exposure you get, the easier it will be for you to begin to modify your pronunciation. And remember too, a lot of pronunciation improvement and overall speaking fluency, it's psychological. Is you really have to want to make improvements. You have to genuinely want to do this. Not because I'm telling you or not because of the TOEFL, but, and I think you have that intrinsic motivation. You told me when you were discussing or answering these questions, when you recorded your voice online at my Voxipod group, you said that you want to communicate better with native speakers who are having a difficult time understanding you right now, right? So to me, that lets me know that you are motivated. So anyway, thank you for doing the pretest. I hope I've kind of got you going in the right direction now. And when you're ready, you can take the second pretest once you feel like you've mastered all of the vowel and consonant sound exercises.